Hello, beautiful collective. This is a guided reading for you. When you clicked on this video, that's when this message was meant to find you. All right, so this is timeless, signless. This is all about you, your awakening to your authenticity, your really starting to value those lessons learned. So I did pull out a couple cards first. I'm going to read a little bit about the messages that I received, and then we're going to pull some cards. So number one, we had on the bottom, there was hope. Hope. So this is that undeniable energy. Sometimes we tend to ignore this energy because it brings out a lot of things over time that ended up being masked or looked at as a negative. So hope, number 17. On the top was destiny. This is Sagittarius energy, number 10, all about the Wheel of Fortune. And number 17 is also representing the star. This is just a different deck. So we have hope leading to destiny. So I feel like the fear of hope, because the opposite of hope is fear, right? We can deny our true self because then we cannot, then it's like we're all out in the open, right? It's sometimes I feel like it's easier just to hide than to recognize and receive opinions that are unnecessary, that are unreal. So, all right, so destiny. So we have Aquarius and Sagittarius. So this is all about a promise to yourself, discovering your true, authentic self, glowing from within without compromise, without the need for approval. This is your own approval. Like, so what? I'm hearing like, so what if this is who I am? Like, so what? Here I am. So what if you don't like me? So what if whatever happens? All right. Stand your ground. And this was one I just actually pulled out now when I was putting these cards out. It was the next one after the conflict and defeat. I don't know why I've read despair, but number 5. So this is looking at challenges almost as all the stairs that you've climbed, and all the time it's taken, to climb those stairs. As much effort put in, it only takes a moment to fall down those stairs. So I feel like that's that conflict and defeat. Not recognizing that this is part of it. It's a part of, you may have missed something. As you see there, I never noticed that. There's a light. So going back, falling down, making mistakes are so you can recognize something. Recognize something that was causing much more effort than there would needed to be to climb those stairs. So I feel like falling back down is to recognize a pattern, recognize something within yourself that you needed to see. Stand your ground. All right, so stand your ground is something I wrote in my notes. So that's quite interesting. All right, so we're going to push these cards aside because I'm going to pull a whole bunch of new cards. All right, so part of the journey, part of the cycles, it's not just to repeat, wake up, eat, sleep, repeat. That's just survival, right? And survival is important, but also is standing up and making movement, making actions. So a promise to yourself is coming true. You are the truth. Living a lesson, life is a lesson. A lesson brings out your light. Look no further for a sign. Are you waiting for the right sign to come along? The right sign, all right? So the right sign, there is no right or wrong. So choosing which signs to take is noticed, is observed, and I feel like those are those steps needing to, those are those steps to be re-examined. So your signature, a sign is, your signature isn't something you find in others. This is for the collective. Messages for the collective. I'm just going to dig a little deeper into it. I just saw the moon. So illusions, falling it back down. It was an illusion. It felt like it. It felt like you were falling back down the stairs, but that was the illusion. So your signature isn't something you find in others. It's a rarity that is like no other. This symbolizes the unique quality that makes you. That makes you you. That signature is that quality that makes you you, right? That unique stamp. Speak your truth, even if it makes you stand out. All right, so that's so interesting. I wrote these notes down with the cards I pulled, but the stand your ground was a card that was next after the conflict and defeat. So stand your ground when you feel like life pushes you back down. You're not falling back the stairs. You may just be finding an easier solution. So finding those easier solutions just makes it easier for further growth later on. You're taking that, oh, okay, now I see why the universe wasn't punishing me. Ooh, look at that came out. Ooh, Ace of Cups. That really wanted to come out too. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Hope shining. A new beginning. Love. Ace of Cups is all about love, connections, anything that, and the ace represents self-care, right? Loving oneself, that you hold all what you need is right with you already. Not looking for it in other places, looking within, finding it within before you find it in others. Because what you find and feel within yourself, you will also attract others to feel the same way. When you're around people that may have an impression of you that's negative, it almost creates this illusion around one's path, one's purpose, one's self. It's almost like allowing other people in your space that shouldn't be there. So you almost take on the lessons even further. So valuing, I feel like the self-worth, self-value, self-care. 10 of Wands, it's been a long journey. And that's where you're asked to, when you fall back down those stairs, even when you've climbed up the hill, the long journey, and you're at the bottom, you climbed up and you come back down, and your load has not, the burdens, the load that you carry are still with you. So it's like carrying around all that luggage was part of what you need to learn on the path. All right. So what you can't get from others at this time is just leaving you feeling like you're overloaded. That's what you need. That's what you need to give to yourself. All right. And I feel like you are an empathetic person that does give so much to yourself. When you don't get it back, it really creates this boundary that this is what you're accepting. So that's what the universe ends up giving to you. So if it requires, makes you say, okay, speak your truth, even if it makes you stand out, even if it requires expressing yourself differently than others. I feel like that is so important, that genuine. Look at that, the Magician, right? Taking your tools, your skills, and all the elements. The Magician holds all the elements, the 4 elements, and uses that as tools and skills instead of just absorbing it. uses it as a magician, uses it as its own sacred powers, but it's knowledge. It's not a power that you have. It's literally knowledge and information and recalculating something, putting a little bit of touch, magic touch, into everything that you do every day, into yourself, right? And you can see the magician is looking down. So I feel like this is like looking within, looking almost like magician is Gemini energy. So I feel like it's that up, down, left, right. It's the duality. So I feel like this is looking at the shadows, and you can see it. You're not in the shadow work. You haven't let them consume you, but you're looking at the shadows. And now, once you've seen something, you're able to transform it. That's the key. Use your magic wisely. And as the number 1, Gemini, the Wheel of Fortune. Again, 10-10, right? Because this is the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. Destiny. 10 also becomes 1. We have the 10 here. So 10, that's a major arcana. Sagittarius, 10 of Wands, all right? And the Wheel again. So double confirmation. And I feel like taking control of your life, taking your magic back, having a vision of what you can become, now knowing what has already happened in the past. And these cycles, I feel like these cycles going around and around, right? That's what it's all topically, like all the different cycles. But then standing very poised, right? All these lessons have taught you to stand up, stand quite still, and it's like you've learned how to master life's turn of events. So this is all about rising above, a chance on yourself. What do we have on the bottom? Oh, another 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. And we have the Ace of Cups and the Magician, that's 1-1. Beautiful. All right, so yeah, I feel like this is turning conflict, it's turning lack into love, right? What you lacked on the outside, in the outer worlds, right? And that's that abundance. What you lacked in others, what you lacked, what you just lacked in general, you couldn't receive you could not get from others. You are meant to receive it from yourself, all right? Gift it to yourself. What you would normally give so much of yourself, or it's draining. So this is a fated event. This is taking a chance on yourself. So those who accept will see you to the genuine spirit you are, rather than judge you for what they do not understand. And understand, stand your ground. What is standing, when you stand your ground, what is beneath you? There is a need to loosen the luggage. Standing your ground means taking a chance on yourself, not choosing others. Choose yourself. They underestimate you. You're on the bridge and they're under the bridge. And it's like a dwelling moment where it's not wanting you to move on. Standing in a moment of hopelessness because they feel they are less. Others feel they're less, so they feel hopeless. So hoping, almost like wanting for turn the events so that instead of rising above, it's easier to remain the same without change and creating the burdens on others. And I feel like that's that obstacle. That's the magician, is transforming it, alchemizing it, and taking that, once you have learned, transforming it into this abundance, the card of abundance. It's happiness that keeps rolling in. It's completing life lessons that are connecting you past the old obstacles, past obstacles and challenges you're becoming wiser. You are becoming more adaptable, and it's becoming easier to grow and look at success when you value your boundaries, you value your magic, and you value yourself, not to test your fate and transform your outcome into constantly carrying burdens that will lead you to a road and a long way from home. And that's what I feel like the Magician's all about, that infinite energy where it does go back and forth, lesson, challenges, and then you get the blessings. And it's rising in a time of hopelessness, not getting stuck in the fear, but fearing what you may miss out on. So this was a test of fate. Others will show you their true colors. This is time to show up. And if others aren't showing up, and if something is not working, and it's like keep going around in circles, there's something that you miss. And I feel like once you see it, it's going to lead you on a path that you're not constantly going upstairs at a slow pace. I feel like it's teaching you a different angle, a different way, not always in the struggle of every day. So the turn of events, this is like the wheel, turn of events, rising above, seeing the events in almost like in an order, right? And being able to have an awareness and seeing the patterns and breaking the patterns. So the destined wheel of fortune, double confirmation. I feel like this may have been this second turn of the wheel where this time, it's not a chance. It's a risk. It's a risk to not to see life in colors. It's a reminder, that hope, that it's awakening. And now is the time to ground yourself in a place that going forward with the turn of events, or back to where the mass with one size fits all. I'm getting the energy of snakes and ladders, and I've seen this turn now. When you hit a snake, you have to go back down. So it's almost like reminding you not to keep going in the land where the snakes go. It's like doing the same thing but expecting different results. Going back into a game only to repeat cycles with no real win. So the snake shed the old skin to change and learn the lessons. Same story or choose your ending. All right, so yeah, that's what I have written down. All right, so you see the Magician from the 10 to the 1. That's you can alchemize it. It's like you can take this 10 as an ending, or you can look at it as a new beginning. And the new beginning starts with appreciating yourselves, choosing yourself first, and being wise. Being wise with the knowledge that you've received, not being foolish. Not being foolish with your time and energy. I feel like you're meant to create a ripple so that others don't fall short and keep going on in this maze with no way out. So I feel like you're completing You're completing the journey, completing the maze, and no longer entering that maze once it's completed, right? That's the lesson. You take it and build somewhere else, a castle, build somewhere else, build something that is going to shield out negative energy. And I feel like this is this force field around you. The vessel, the ship you came in on, right? We came in alone, came in this journey, and you're on this journey not to wear other people's flaws or wear other people's their challenges. I feel like this is your mission. Your mission to break open and recognize your own fortress, what you're building, what you're taking in, what you choose to look at, what you choose to see, and what you choose to plant seeds to grow and blossom. That is going to be your energy that you call in, right? That's all right. Awakening to reality, a new reality. It's like a shift in your reality. The vessel and the castle. All right, I'm going to pull a card from the Herbology deck to see what medicine energy has been awoken within your energy and needing to be seen, to be witnessed, and right, not to destroy what is meant to help you on this journey. Not needing anything. I feel like that vessel is like breaking out of what you have been born in this world, in the physical, because what we come with and what we leave with are only mental lessons, right? That's why the 10 Pentacles, it's important to look at an abundance in success, value, and yourself, and grow your own abundance, right? Take on the cycles, take on what's important, and leave the rest behind. That's the opportunity here. Okay, that one didn't flip over, but we have here Guardian, exactly number 55, Guardian. Yeah, I feel that. The protector energy. You are highly protected, and I feel like it's your decisions, your choices. There needs to be a change on what you hold on to in belief systems, what you hold on to because you feel like you need to. You don't owe anybody anything. So I feel like the contract because number 5 reminds me of the Hierophant. So that's all about the contracts that we sign. It's almost like beliefs change because what we believe as a narrative, it changes, as we get older. Revival. There was a cleanse. There was a need for change and acceptance, accepting the truth, accepting that everything has a place, everything has a means. Some people teach us lessons. Some people place their things, they teach us lessons, and some are meant to go with us, and some are just meant to left behind and to take what we need. And I feel like that's that abundance, that something gets completed and you can't go any further. There is a need to either let go or let go of it, to grow something new, plant something stronger that has that I feel like that it's like the taking the traditions that we learned when we were growing up in our family values per se, or in financial money matters. Like money makes you happy, but then you have all the money and you're still not happy. So I feel like this is that's the opportunity in growth in many different aspects. It's that being well-rounded. Because we can take knowledge, we can take information, and we can see things that were not seen with our eyes, but that were seen in the dark, in those uncomfortable places. This is Pisces energy, Hangman, number 12. So this is the growth, the unexpected growth when we get uncomfortable, when things make us uncomfortable. Life takes us out of feeling safe and feeling like we can't grow any further. Well, the Hangman comes along and proves that you can grow and you can be the master of whatever you put your energy on, whatever you put your mind to. And this is a whole new flow, a whole new place of growth where this is where inspiration happens. This is where creativity, this is where you're not believing everything you see, but it's your intuition. So when you're in a dark place, when you're in the shadow, when you're in the uncomfortable, this is where you grow, because it's something you haven't experienced before. It's growing in a different aspect of your life that you never thought you could have grown before. And it's shedding the limitations. I also feel like because Pisces represents the unknown, right? And dreams. So this is like a higher reality, out of body experience. You may even be astral projecting. Yeah, it represents that everything is you and you are everything. So I feel like this is where it's wiping out a lot of beliefs that were weighing you heavy, a lot of beliefs that reached the end of the road. You couldn't learn anything else, and it was almost like you got. It's almost like you fell asleep at the end of the road, and say all your luggage got destroyed somehow. You couldn't take your luggage with you, right, to a certain part of the road. So you had to choose, either stay with all of your baggage, your luggage, not want to leave it, feeling like that you owe it something, or it's like leave it behind and take a chance in this unknown where you've lightened your load. I feel like it was almost like playing, like you're on, driving on, like you're not driving the car, you have the car, what's it called? And you're just kind of like driving at the same speed, you're going straight, nothing's really changing, and all of a sudden you run out of gas. Okay, well, you can't drive and you can't navigate the way you used to. You don't have a GPS, you don't have your car. So it's almost like you almost have to be completely misplaced and uncomfortable to be like, now I have to strategize. Now I have to figure out what to do, or somewhere I've never been before. And it's seeing at the other side. It's seeing that the darkness brings out light, and the light brings out darkness. It matches together. The Lovers is all about the yin and the yang. It's using the opposite energy. It's using It's using the pain to create love and the love to create pain. And that's why I feel like reject all, accept all, reject none. All right, so the castle, I'm going to read really quickly. I was going to do a different video, but I'll try and squeeze this one in. So the castle, I've never actually read this one before. That's quite interesting. The castle. All right, we have the palace, the penthouse, the fortress. Wow, okay. So this is the book. It's beautiful if you want to take a screenshot. So we have, it's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within the castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. Interesting, the duality. Okay, again, like just like the, yeah, all right. Duality. The castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments. That's interesting. Yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. So this card points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly a literal home or position, that project the image of achievement while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest. So interesting. All right. Trying to control too much. I feel like that is what is a reminder that not all can be controlled. And that's usually when we feel like we're in a comfortable place and everything is going the way we're comfortable with, you know, that's when we need a new experience. Soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. At times we must settle down, yet the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. All right, so yeah. So when you're not paying attention, when you're not expecting it, fall asleep in your deepest dreams. Yeah, I feel like when you get lost in a dreamland where the fortress cannot be broken down, this is where you might be feeling, this is where I feel like falls under a spell. Lulls us. The castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. And we wake up, it can tend to, every awakening tends to shatter that reality. And then it becomes like a dream. The castle can be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel toward, but it is best not to linger within its walls of decadent deception for too long, right? And that's the reminder of the vessel. The vessel, it bears all, right? It's the vessel we come in. It's like almost the opposite of the castle. It's a reminder that it can all be taken away. All can be changed. And that's how we came in. That's how we're leaving. And it's not that reminder that we do not need anything. And once we feel comfortable where we are and don't want the change, that's when this energy comes in. So the body, the container, the cup. Being grateful. So the vessel may be the most powerful archetype on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the egg, savings accounts to protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Yeah, what's being held together, the castle and the fortress. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full? Or perhaps there's no vessel at all, and the contents are spilling in every direction. So it is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. So the vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. Is it time for you to build, break, or repair? You must find out. So I feel like it's being in that protection bubble for too long. In that structure, feeling like you've grown as much as you can. Blossomed, bloomed. There is a sacred meaning that needs to be renewed and revisited to break out of that comfort. And that's that value of the abundance. That life is, you're here to grow, not to just stay comfortable, feeling like you're comfortable in because you're used to it. And I feel like that's that connection, that's that growth, that we're always learning. And I'm sure there's something that we can all be a little bit more grateful for. I feel like this is sharing. This is about working together, working through our own goals, where we build, where we hold on, let go, equal trade, equal giving, the ups, the downs, the dark, the light. I feel like there's a connection that keeps the flow. That when you're in those dark, uncomfortable places, know that there is a great blessing to discover, whatever it may be. Money, it could be stability, and it could be just information that brings you to a place of awareness and being able to accept certain things, accepting the dark, and so that you can shine brighter in the light. Cutting off the old and being strategic, it is playing your cards. It's almost like you're able to see the cards before they come out. Showing up when need be. Showing up when need be. And then showing up when need be. And packing up. Letting go of all the luggage and taking what you need. Accepting all, rejecting none. Not carrying it all with you. Accepting. So it's like accepting everything. It's all a part of what has formed you today. It doesn't mean that it was meant to keep you in an energy like you. It's the luggage. The luggage was a reminder. It's like a quiet reminder how much you've been carrying, how strong you are. But not all is meant to come with us. And that's that alchemizing the energy. You can always take the memories, but don't take the burdens. Always want to remember what you've been through, but don't turn it into your life story. Don't let it break you. Don't let it fade who you are still becoming. You're still a light shining bright, and those shadow aspects are a part of yourself. And the gift is seeing lessons, the challenges as gifts to reinforce how strong you are and reinforce that you always come back to self. The vessel you come in isn't the vessel that you are today. You're not the same person. You've changed, you've grown. So make sure that what you accept is what you accept into your life. is what you are allowing. What you are allowing. Those boundaries need to be put up. Boundaries need to be put up, but they also need to be shooken. They need to be, the gates need to be, I feel like it all connects together. It all connects, and it is a treasure. What you're learning is a treasure. You are a treasure. You're a gift. And you're here to learn in this experience, this journey. And it's not meant to be a long, hard experience. It's meant to be, it is short. So enjoy it while you can. Don't let it drag on, as you have the choice to accept, acknowledge, standing up strong, standing up for yourself, learning how to take on each challenge like you've done this many times before, because you have. You are the alchemist. Mind over matter. Your mind is beautiful. So make sure to remember who you are, all right? Bye.